desert. Up here in the northwest corner of Saudi Arabia. It's quiet up here. All you can hear is the wind and the sand that it whips off these endless dunes. But not far from where I sleep, there's a new sound. For years, I've been hearing about this trillion-dollar futuristic city that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is building atop this sand. They're calling it Neom, and they're investing a huge amount of their vast oil wealth into making it come to life. I've been hearing about all the reasons it can't.
Here's one of my most hottest take. It's gonna make a lot of people mad, but I think it's not a terrible take. Okay. Why does the whole world, especially the West, act like their money is legitimate? It's all good. It's made. They've earned the right to have it, to spend it, when most of it is stolen. But when the Saudi Arabia, when the people in the Middle East spend their oil money, oh my God, the dirty, stolen, the dirty oil money. Wow, I can't believe it. I think it's odd. I don't like the concept of it, and I think it makes the points usually mute whenever I hear them.
Work. How this is all just a mirage of royal ambitions. And yet, even from space, you can see that they're building it. They're building something.
Again, if your argument is slavery, okay, my brother, you're probably American. Your entire country's foundation was supported and built off of slavery, you fucking loser. What the fuck are you talking about, brother?
Why would anyone try to build a futuristic city in a barren desert? That is a question I've had for a very long time, and one I intend to get to the bottom of. So I'm going into Neom to see what it looks like, to get a sense of its scale. We're looking at this fleet of dump trucks. The amount of construction activity is insane, and it hasn't stopped as we've been driving along the line. The magnitude, I've never seen anything close. They're building mountains out there. I'm joined by my friend Salam, who was born in a tent out here. He knows this desert better than anyone. Every dune, every valley. All the secret water spots hidden deep in red rock slot canyons.
Oh my God.
I asked Salam to bring me out into the desert, not only to get up close on the construction of Neom, but also to show me how people live out here, to introduce me to members of his tribe, how they've survived for centuries. Nomadic Bedouin, who represent the
I'm not defending slavery, is all I'm saying. I'm saying stop pointing fingers, stop fucking trying to police with other people how they spend their money or whatever, because you don't think the money is like legitimate or some shit like that. I think it's odd. I think it's like either you're against all of it or you're against none of it. Stop picking and choosing, brother. So when do we get massive waves of backlash when America spends money? When do we get that? Or UK or whatever, or any of these colonists, fucking motherfuckers who fucking stolen fucking a bazillion pounds of gold and money. What the fuck are we talking about?
Origin story of this desert kingdom.
Oh,
I wanted to put a human face to this collision of worlds, old and new. I believe this little shape on the map represents the story of Saudi Arabia, where it came from, how it got here, and why it is attempting to build these cities in the sand. I'm officially in Neom, and let me tell you what I'm seeing so far. trucks, dump trucks, cargo trucks, trucks carrying excavators, trucks carrying more trucks. I've never seen so many trucks in my entire life. Oh, and these roads, a lot of them are brand new. A lot of them don't even show up on Google Maps. Like, I'm looking at my phone and I'm just sort of floating in no man's land because these are all brand new roads. This is new. Everything is popping up so quickly. There's so many trucks. All of a sudden, Salim turned off one of these pristinely new roads. Why do you deflate the tires?
For the dune.
We're now going to start driving just into the desert. Wow, this car can go everywhere. Are we going up this dune?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bro, that's actually kind of scary.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a pussy, but you fuck up and you start rolling back and
Jeez, this is insane.
you side roll.
It's gorgeous. Okay, now we're really in the desert.
Looks cool shit. You have to keep momentum, yeah, you gotta full send it.
We found a little canyon to camp in. And while I thought we'd be eating granola bars or canned soup, Salim had other plans.
Did you try camel meat before? You try tonight.
لحم حاشي. Hashi is the young camel.
Ah, rice with camel meat.
The evening tradition here is to wind down with a cup of coffee. Saudi coffee is unroasted and green, infused with cardamom.
It's a different taste. I like it though.
But it's still very caffeinated. Oh, and then after the coffee comes,
Thank you.
which again is very delicious, but how can they drink so much coffee before bed?
Yeah, I can't drink too much because the
yeah.
caffeine, I won't be able to sleep. In the morning, I'll drink a lot of it.
Okay.
Chat, is it my understanding, chat, that that the main problem is people that drink a lot of coffee and have a lot of stress and a lot of and they have no release, right? And it fucks them up because there's a bunch of other countries that have this culture of constantly drinking caffeine, and they have one of the highest life expectancy, right? And a very low rate of cardiovascular diseases.
Wow. So until what age did you live in the desert?
Maybe until 7.
Like Italy,
Till 7.
Yeah.
I think.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Did I
Yeah.
make that up? Maybe.
So rare to find families, real families living
Yeah.
in desert. The people that we are going to, they are real Bedouins. Yeah. But when we moved to the city, I study. I go back.
Oh, you go back to the desert?
Yeah. Even for me, I like to have a job in the city, but I want the Bedouin life.
Yeah.
I want them to stay.
Soon we'll meet the Bedouin nomads who sleep under these stars every night.
Look at this night full of incredible stars.
The Saudi desert is proving to be exceptionally peaceful, despite the army of trucks that, by the way, are still working here in the dead of night. They don't ever stop, and haven't for years.
All right.
It is so silent here. My brain doesn't know what to do about it. It's so silent and
But as the sun rises and Salim feeds me dates and green coffee, oh, and of course, more tea, I'm thinking about my mission for today. My plan is to drive all throughout Neom, to all the big construction sites, and show you what they're planning on building out here with their initial budget of $500 billion, which has since ballooned to an estimated $1.5 trillion. And you're about to see why. So I made it to the coast, and I'm looking at the beautiful Red Sea, which is a very beautiful kind of blue, in fact.
This is Oxygen, the place where ideas can change the world.
Oxygen is planned to be their futuristic industrial city, half of it built on the water. It'll be a port where shipping can connect the world to a bunch of high-tech manufacturing, research, and logistics. And then there's Sindala, which is going to be right here on the Red Sea. It's going to be a luxury resort island with plenty of parking for yachts. We picked up a hitchhiker who has been working on Sindala for years. How's it looking in Sindala?
Finished like 99%.
Really?
Yeah.
Sindala.
At least it's not man-made.
And then there's Magna, which is actually the name of one of these coastal villages we've just been driving next to that is no longer a village. They've forcibly relocated thousands of people for this project. Atop the ruins of these villages, the kingdom is building 12 luxury coastal resorts and communities. Hey, just one quick clarification here. All of those visuals are 3D renders. They are visualizations done by Neom to see what they want this to look like. This stuff doesn't exist yet, and I think that maybe is obvious, but it looks so real that I just want to just make once and cancel them with just a few taps. It's free to download this app, and you get a bunch of these features. Stay with it. They've saved customers up to $740 personal finances. You on some of these features for this video. There's a lot more to this video, and this is where it starts to get pretty juicy. So let's dive back into the story of Neom and the Bedouin of Saudi Arabia. Built on some pretty wild designs, ideas, and concepts, including
a vast subterranean digital community inside a mountain. Magna, the coast of Neom.
Yeah, right there's perfect.
طول عمرك. الله يسعدك. دائما جان.
And then there's Trojena, up here in the mountains. Yes, there are big mountains here. It's going to be a luxury tourist destination for adventure and wellness retreats, complete with an artificial lake and outdoor activities like mountain biking and skiing. Yes, I just said skiing. Up here in the mountains, it gets kind of cold in the winter and snow falls. Definitely not enough for skiing, but enough for them to make fake snow and make ski slopes. They're building a man-made lake. In fact, they're doing it right now. I'm looking up at the mountain and seeing the plumes of smoke from the dynamite
That snow
that they're
sucks,
using
but it's all good though.
to
The problem with that snow is that it becomes ice like fucking nothing, and it's not as good. It's a little bit grainier and it's a little bit finer. It's kind of dog shit.
do whatever they need to do to build an artificial lake. Oh, and by the way, that's the mountain where Moses talked to God and got the 10 Commandments like a few thousand years ago.
There is no freedom without the law. Who is on the Lord's side?
Welcome to Trojena, the mountains of Neom.
This is all so strange. And then, of course, the one you've maybe heard about. And yes, it's being built.
Damn!
I've been driving along
Holy
it all morning,
fuck!
and I can't really fathom what I'm seeing. I continue to have my mind blown by the scale of this. They say the line is going to be a futuristic city that stretches 170 kilometers and run on renewable energy and artificial intelligence. They want 10 million people to come live here, like a whole New York City of people inside of this line in the desert. Just the digging alone, the amount of earth that they're moving is jaw-dropping. The magnitude, it's like they're building mountains out there and moving so much earth. Now, I thought I had seen a lot of trucks before, but as I drove along the line, I started to get slightly dizzy, having a hard time processing the scale of all of this. All of these machines working non-stop, every hour of every day for years, moving sand, making mountains, and carving a straight line into the desert.
Oh, it's honest work, is what it is, eh?
All of this seems impossible. So much of the reporting on Neom has been focused on how implausible, expensive, and delusional this project is. And that's all well and good if that's what you want to focus on, but to me that's not that interesting. What I'm most interested in understanding is why. We found a little cave last night and camped here. Salim invited some of his friends out. Hey guys. Hi. How's it going? Good. This is so cool, right? Yeah, it is. We all sat around the fire, me listening while they laughed and joked in Arabic. And then began cooking yet another delicious meal. This time goat, cooked in goat milk with flatbread. Wow. This is awesome. Yeah. That's about it. Wow. No good.
I'm good.
I'm admittedly a little groggy after sleeping a few nights on the desert floor. We're just sledding down a massive dune in a car, and it's as smooth as butter. Where they're making Trojena, it's gonna be kind of crazy to have skiing in Saudi Arabia, right? Yeah.
That's like a hiking trail.
Yeah. Really?
But with this snow, this is new.
Today, Salim is introducing me to members of his tribe.
Is this them?
Hello. It'll be the polar opposite of yesterday's tour through Neom's construction. He put on his traditional Saudi clothing so as not to surprise the members of his tribe that he has indeed become a modern city man. We arrive to a remote patch of desert where a few tents are set up. The elder of this family warmly invites me in. Johnny, hi. To sit for coffee. And then, of course, more tea. Wow. And at this point, I'm just embracing the caffeine. They tell me that the only Westerners they've ever seen out here are the ones looking for oil, and that it's very strange to see me showing up to learn about their culture, and especially with a camera.
هو شغال تصوير.
صور كل شيء. كل شيء. عشان نصور نسجل عن النوم.
لا ما عليك. هو الطلب عليك أنت ترى.
So how long have you lived here?
كل شهر. chill.
This is 2 months here.
Months.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this location.
يعني مو مكان ثابت. يعني مناسب للحالات.
Oh, that's cute.
I got to meet their animals, extended members of this nomadic family. So this family's been here on this site, and they'll move again when the season tells them to. basically here grazing their camels and their goats. And God, they've got a beautiful view. Oh my God, those mountains. So wait, he's the shepherd? You're the shepherd?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Do you ever get lost in the desert? No. He's a pro. He's a pro on that donkey. These people's lives depend on moving these animals through the desert in search for scarce food. A theme I hear from a lot of people who live out here is the just sense of peace and simplicity that they get, that they realize that the city could never bring. What do you like about out here that makes you stay?
حب البداوة أنا أحب البداوة والنفاق كويسة ما في مروحة كهرباء في من رب العالمين.
So when you go to the city, city no. This is a better life. Man.
Chat, how do they keep their clothes so like well put? Look, it's all ironed. Look at that, it's folded and ironed and nice and all that. How do they do that?
This is a better life. Man, this sunset is gorgeous. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Make a real thing. As the group faces east to perform their fourth of 5 prayers they do each day, I'm looking west. Just over those mountains, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is digging a giant line in the sand. Working day and night to reshape this desert, building their high-tech eco-city.
Video's wasting a lot of time making it all sound scary, using like words and frames that kind of almost like demonize it for being dystopian or whatever, but it doesn't explain anything, and it's kind of annoying me a little bit.
For most of its history, this was the way of life out here on this peninsula. And it may have remained such to this day. But eventually the Bedouin on this peninsula united, and unbeknownst to anyone, was sitting atop a sea of black gold.
Oil in commercial quantities averaging about 200,000 barrels a day. To handle this huge volume, the expanding program requires an increase of permanent personnel to a total of more than 15,000 Arabs.
Oil changed everything. The kingdom rapidly modernized.
The king sees the oil development as the greatest single means to modernize his country and improve the living standards of his people.
All while still maintaining a deep connection with Islamic law and the rules and norms of Bedouin life. And despite this rapid modernization, hundreds of thousands of people still maintain the nomadic lifestyle. It is a link to their past.
Nice. Okay.
What are you guys chatting?
They are talking about something that they see it these days. The people traveling by bike.
Cycling.
Yeah.
The conversation goes into the night, and I knew I had to ask them about Neom.
Can you ask them what their thoughts are on all the building that's happening?
I have to be sensitive here, because I'm reminded where I am. Saudi Arabia isn't a place where citizens, nomads or not, can speak critically about their kingdom. I got nervous looks and vague answers. But one thing is for certain, the Saudi government has been paying and compensating anyone who has been affected by these projects.
يجيك المكرمة إن شاء الله.
وضعنا عنده ما هو عنده.
Out of respect, I decide not to push it. It's not worth it.
لا لا وانتم فيكم خير وبركه والله، ما احنا جايين نجربكم ولا
كل شيء موجود الحمد لله.
We're sitting around a huge platter of camel meat and fragrant rice.
So where I'm from, there's no camels. No camels. I've never seen a camel until yesterday.
The elder generously showing his hospitality by finding the juiciest chunks of camel meat and fat and passing them to me.
Thank you.
اليوم كويس.
Yeah.
And I'm realizing that this moment is a glimpse into one of the oldest surviving cultures on Earth.
Thank you.
The family invites us to sleep near their tent.
Another night, another sky full of stars.
I'm really feeling it. Just how fast the change has come to this desert, where nomads whose movement and lifestyle hark back to the earliest civilizations, and who are now living a stone's throw away from the construction of a futuristic city that is attempting to define the next chapter.
Chat, I'm really not seeing it. I'm sorry, chat, guys. Maybe it's gonna come off as like insensitive. It's the 9th time they go back and do this like duality, like superimposed perspective. Whatever. I'm not seeing it.
Chapter of human civilization.
Seems like nobody thinks it's a problem except for him. And I'm also trying to sell us on the fact that, guys, I'm telling you this is a problem. These the people that live here don't think it is, but I promise it's a problem. You have to listen to me. Brother,
It
I'm not
feels
seeing
like
it.
too much to process. I couldn't help but feel worried for this link to the past.
Bedu.
والله دقنا فلوس نلعب.
So oil transformed this desert, but soon a problem began to arise.
Oh, there it is, finally. Holy shit. What's the problem?
Slowly, the world has started coming to terms with the reality that burning oil to run our world is turning the planet into a place that's not conducive for human life. The International Energy Agency predicts that the world will hit peak oil demand in 2030.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Okay. Everybody sped run their progress through for their country with the use of fossil fuels. Everybody fucking destroyed everything to fucking progress, right? And they got to the top, and now, oh, you want to get there too? Nah, nope, we can't do that. Nah, stop getting the oil, stop selling it. Don't do that. You're destroying our planet, brother. That we're trying so hard to save. Yeah, it's easy to tell you because now you're rich and now you fucking made it. Whatever. Shut up, bitch.
At which time,
Fucking Western dumbass mindset. I'm over it.
demand will start to fall. Other predictions say it'll take longer, but everyone agrees that the future of this world is not oil. This is bad news for Saudi Arabia, a country that has nothing but oil.
Aramco, the state-owned oil company, second quarter profits there tumbling by more than a third from last year's record highs.
Oil transformed this desert kingdom into a modern, powerful country. And in order for them to retain...
So that's false. But also, they sold a fuck ton of it, and America and other empires bought it. They bought in it. They bought it, and they gave them a lot of value. So now they have oil and money. What's the problem? What? How am I dumb? I'm confused. I'm extremely confused. Don't undermine it because it's slowly transitioning, very slowly, like out of oil. Bro, the demand is fucking massive and they sold a fuck ton of it. What about it?
In that status, they're going to need to use the money from that oil to transform themselves again. Enter Neom.
Exactly. Makes sense to me.
Saudi Arabia wants to replace its oil economy with new economies, new industries, some of which they want to invent. This kingdom that has been historically closed is now open, welcoming tourists for...
No. I think it's not that I don't understand. It's that you don't understand, and you try to put it onto me. Okay? Don't act like this. Like everybody, bro. The oil business is fucking ruthless. Okay? You're fucking the people you put your gas in. They got the gas out of some fucking whatever village at some coast in some whatever country. Okay? And the people are fucking getting clapped and dying. Oil spills, cancer, death, so they can extract the oil, okay? And it's actively happening. Don't give me this fucking bullshit Western libtard, like weird savior mindset, like you give a shit.
For the first time.
Welcome to Arabia. Get your visa now.
Let's go to Sandela.
If you give a fuck, you would boycott your fucking oil supplier, fucking gas. No, you don't do that. You don't give a shit. So why care? Oh no, Saudi Arabia is doing it. Whoa, what the fuck are you talking about?
Are here.
Hoping to attract the world. This is something neighboring Dubai has done successfully.
The spirit of Dubai.
But Saudi Arabia plans to do it on a whole new level. I'll tell you one thing. The water here is beautiful. On that note, I was surprised at how welcome I felt here. Every person I met greeted me with kindness, an eagerness to show me their culture. But it's not just about tourism. Neom is manufacturing, sustainability technology, sports, education, media, and even an attempt to reinvent cities themselves. They also want to use all this oil money to stay on top of global energy. All of this hot sun is great for solar energy. And while driving around, I saw endless fields of wind turbines. And they can use this to make new forms of hydrogen energy that they can ship around the world. And the reason why all these promo videos look like a Hollywood movie is because they can't do this without investors from the outside world.
مشروع ذا لاين هو ثورة حضارية للإنسان تضع الإنسان أولاً.
They need people to come live here.
So my husband got offered a job for Neom in Saudi Arabia and we decided to make the move.
They need them to play here, raise children here, somehow have a life here. And most crucially, to invest in these projects.
And what are we calling it? The line. The line. The line.
So not unlike a startup, Neom is pitching the world on this impossible sounding vision with the hopes that people will buy it, invest in it, and make some version of it a reality.
Okay, your philosophy is always that you don't care about this, so you shouldn't care about that. No, I'm trying to actually cause a change. People say that they care and they want the world to change, but they don't actually stand for change. They stand for the idea of change and the sort of credit that they get for looking like they want change, right? If you cared about change, you would make an actual effort to change things and vocalize about things, but you only care when it's about other people and people that aren't the West and some other shit. Like it's always coincidentally. You not only sometimes, always care. Always. When it's other people and never inwards. Brother, the problem starts at home. At least make the effort to fucking call and hold each other accountable, motherfucker. What is wrong with you? If you don't convince me of that, I'm not listening. Because I know now you're an agent of fucking bullshit talk and you don't actually care. So I'm not listening. Well, what would I? What would I?
So do you feel excited about now? Like,
Yes.
yeah? Why?
I wouldn't do this business without NEOM. Before NEOM.
Wow.
Everyone wanna like check on internet what is NEOM. Then they need a tour guide. They have more than 30 tour guides working with me.
Wow.
So it's a big business now, and it's all because of NEOM.
So while Salim is seeing the benefits of this project, the effects for others in this region are less certain. We're driving by some of the towns that have been demolished. The people forced to move to make way
Wait, but I thought previously they said that they were compensated or whatever, and it was fine.
for the construction of Neom. They were given money
Was it
to
not?
rebuild their lives somewhere else. But some refused to leave, signing a petition to protest this forced eviction. One even posted to social media voicing his outrage. A risky move in a place where freedom of speech isn't really a thing. Soon, he was locked in a shootout with security forces that left him dead.
This is when Saudi officials reportedly handed over the body of Abdul Rahim al-Huwaiti to his tribe. His family denies the official narrative that Abdul Rahim was a terrorist.
At least 47 other villagers were detained on terror-related charges, and 5 of them are now on death row. The scale and riskiness of these projects speaks to the scale of Saudi Arabia's challenge. They need something to keep them afloat
Yes,
after
this is
oil
bad.
goes away.
I don't
so they're
agree with
betting
this.
the family farm on a few massive projects. Many will likely fail, but even if a few of these work out as planned, it could be their next oil. Lifting this kingdom into the future. That's the calculus here. But what's clear is that this kingdom isn't stopping anytime soon.
Well, let me be real quiet. Well, there's 2 things I'm trying not to do: make conclusions automatically without getting a full scope, because not everything is as simple as it seems to be, okay? And project my Western values and morals and the things that we do over here onto other countries. I'm not gonna fucking do that. It's out of touch. It's an out of touch take, okay? Because again, if you actually cared about any of this shit, you would call out, you'd be up in arms about some things with human rights, women, any of that shit. But you don't actually give a fuck. So I can't give a fuck either. It is what it is. I'm not gonna pretend like I give a shit. I don't give a fuck.